Recording in progress.
Council, I'd like to entertain a motion to come out of executive, please.
So moved.
I have a motion. I need a second. Second, I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Red Eagle, seconded by Councilman Big Horse to come out of executive. No discussion, please. Call for the question.
Councilman Redcorn.
Yes.
Councilman Red Eagle.
Yes.
Councilman Rebar.
Yes.
Councilman Shackelford.
Yes.
Chairman Waller.
Yes.
Councilman Big Horse.
Yes.
Councilman Cheshire.
Yes.
And Councilwoman Curry.
Yes.
Motion carried.
We are out of executive session. I'd like to ask the council to entertain any motions coming out of the discussion we had in executive. Councilman Rivard.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I'd like to make a motion that we authorize Raleigh Wilson of the law firm Patterson, Earnhardt, Reelberg, and Wilson to send an email drafted by his firm concerning that is a response to the regional director Eddie Streeter's letter of July the 3rd of 2023. I'd like to direct Mr. Wilson to send the email out
As discussed.
during executive session before the end of the business day today, and to carbon copy the executive branch of the Osage Nation. That's my motion.
Second.
Second, I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Rivard, seconded by Secretary Red Eagle. Would we ask that any more discussion? I feel like we could call for the question.
Councilman Red Eagle.
Yes.
Councilman Rebar.
Yes.
Councilman Shackelford.
Yes.
Chairman Waller.
Yes.
Councilman Big Horse.
Yes.
Councilman Cheshire.
Yes.
Councilwoman Curry.
Yes.
And Councilman Redcorn.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Motion passes. With that, I'd like to move on down the agenda under item 6, old business and the National Laboratory. Councilman Shackelford, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This goes back to whenever we originally had the meeting with the folks from Sandia.
You don't have to.
Candy was up here.
I know. Said you don't have to.
She's been hanging out in there. Wait.
I need that.
And so this is just a set of information for them to give them the ability that the council approved to start doing some reconnaissance over our properties to determine anomalies underneath the surface, whether it be lead lines, abandoned well signs, bores, and certain things like that. It's just a mapping and adds a lot more great detail to our knowledge base of what is on our reservation and the mineral estate itself. So again, we've talked about this, and this gives them the ability to move forward on that project. Thank you.
Councilman.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. Well, the resolution that I saw, the draft, had to do with airborne, and I don't know, I've never, in my experience up here, have ever known the Mineral Council, or even the Tribal Council, before the Mineral Council, for that matter, having any jurisdiction over the airspace, over our mineral estate. So I don't know, this company does not need our permission to fly their drones over this 1.5 million acres. I don't think it requires a resolution. I don't know why they need a resolution from us to fly their drones over our mineral estate. I don't object to it, but I don't think that we should have a resolution, because it's almost like we're exercising authority that we don't have. I don't know if it could possibly bring reliability on us if their drone fails. I don't know. I don't know anything about drones, but but my point is, the resolution talks about airborne and flying over our mineral estate, and I don't see that this mineral council has any authority over that to pass a resolution approving it. I mean, I'm not objecting to them doing it. Let them go do it. I don't object to it. It's just I don't have any authority to tell them they can't.
Thank you. Councilman Redcorn.
And I've seen some of this work
not in oil and gas, but in other areas like in South America. And they're starting to see ground anomalies they can't see, you know, in pictures and all that. And it tells a whole different story. So I think it's a good thing for us to, since we got so many areas out there, we just don't know. And then this will tell us, you know, we got the plugging program going. We're trying, Chief wants to clean up the nation's ranch. You know, this thing will pick up some of these things that we're not seeing with the naked eye, which I think could show us where maybe pipelines are going, or some divots where we think, hey, that looks like an old pit, you know, or this looks, you know, an old road that's been abandoned. So I would be in favor of saying, yeah, and we're not paying for it. This is U.S. government. And just like any grant we do, they have the liability we're not paying anything, are we not? So I don't think we need to worry. I mean, to me, and this is our property, in my view. This 1.5 million acres belongs to the Osage Head owners. And if they want to take pictures and look for oil, I think that's in our ballgame.
Yes, sir.
That's my.
Yes, sir. Councilman.
Yeah, Chairman, okay, thank you. Yeah, I didn't see anything about oil in Mr. Shackford's resolution, but I'm all in favor of them flying around and looking for whatever they want to look for. I have no jurisdiction over that. I have no authority over that airspace. They can fly, they don't need us. They don't need us to fly their drone over this 1.5 million acres. People do it all the time, every day. There's probably some teenage kid out on the parking lot of the high school flying one right now.
But he's looking for.
Well, it doesn't matter what he's looking for. But I have no jurisdiction over that, and I don't know that you do either. I mean, the Mineral Council, I don't see that the Mineral Council has any jurisdiction over the airspace over this mineral estate. And to Councilman Redcorn's point about the orphan wells and the plugging and all that, that's fine and dandy. We used to have, and I guess we're at the tail end of a well plugging program, so to speak. We applied for money, the nation applied simultaneously, overshadowed us, and we needed and we required their participation and cooperation for us to get ours and implement ours, and we didn't get it. And basically, they're gonna do a plugging program, twice the size of the one we asked for, 100 times the size we've already got. And so basically, they are going to take over all the plugging program money and program activities. So I suggest that we send all these people over here that are doing the well plugging stuff and go ahead and send them on over there to the nation and let them do the plugging that they want to do and they have the funding to do. I'm out of the plugging business as far as I'm concerned. And so if there's orphan wells out there, let the nation go find them. The Bureau of Indian Affairs is going to make you plug a good well if you find one anyway. They do. They want to. They want. I mean, I'm not going to say what I really feel right now.
Please
But I just won't. I'll hold back on that. However, as far as the plugging program, as far as I'm concerned, that's the nation's business now. If it has to do with looking for orphan wells, anything to do with orphan abandoned wells, send it on over to the Osage Nation. Let Mr. Lynn and all his contractors go over there. Let them fly their drones. I don't see that this has a single thing to do with this Mineral Council and our authority. Show me one piece of paragraph, here's the bylaws and the rules and procedures both right here. I don't see one word in any of this, and I looked for it last night, that we have any jurisdiction or authority over airspace for somebody flying a drone. And I just don't see that this is our business. Thank you, Chairman.
Yes, my only comment to that is mitigating the environmental effort under orphan wells that are possible in emergency cases. I do see it. And the other comment comes is that no, the 17-year-old kid can't be out there. You've got to be certified under the FCC to fly these. Also, that consideration I would be in support of. First off, there's only been one group that's ever tried to get to airspace here. And you just go check the history of Hominy Airport and see who their attorney was. You know who it was. And we also looked at tribal council of the FCC allowing the glide patterns over the reservation. Because they're getting paid at every flight when they come over us. With that being said, that's the only cause that I
I
have.
had one more, thank you, Chairman. I just don't know why they're here. Why they want a resolution from us? They don't need us. If they're applying for some funding from the bipartisan infrastructure, fine. I'm not stopping them. They don't need us. Nobody's explained to me, why do they need an authority from us to go fly a drone over our mineral estate?
Because of the documenting of reviewing the sites in which we are over. That would be the only possibility of it, but I still want to go back to Councilman Shackleton on this. We've heard what you think. I'd like to hear what he thinks.
I think if you wanna put language in that says agrees to or supports Sandia, that's fine. I mean, it's just, authorizes, we're not attorneys here, but I understand what Mr. Rebar's saying. So, in order to not carry this out 15, 20 minutes when it's just a simple resolution to say agrees to them doing it or supports their efforts. That's
Or
fine.
we have no objection.
It would help the field section if they actually would get involved.
Guys, this is the future. I hate to throw it
Back
on
in the
you.
day, this would be something we'd coordinate with the field section. And they'd go out, the field men would show these guys around, show them different places, and I can see where it would be beneficial, especially in the field
I
section.
think
wherever
that
you're-
Sandia may at some point.
You know, trying
do
to,
that.
trying to figure out where a spill went to. Yeah, you cleaned up this much, but maybe on, downstream another mile, it showed back up, you know, well, that drone's gonna show you that.
I am support because of their ass number 3. Osage Minerals Council was elected to carry out the business. The Osage Mineral State believes in the best interest of said estate and head right holders to locate, evaluate, mitigate potential environmental risks of undocumented orphan wells located on the minerals estate. Also, I don't agree with just handing over a whole department or effort when you don't know what they're gonna do at the nation. They're gonna be going out to the range. We need to be able to go and still plug emergency wells.
How about we have no objection to their efforts at this point?
I'll call on you just a second.
I think there's value, not just environmental mitigation. There's value that could surface that could be helpful to lessees who'd be interested in drilling, going after resources, seeing what's out there, what has been out there. That's valuable, and that adds dollar to our shareholders' pocket. The more information you give them, the better they can make a decision. And that's what we're battling. We're battling that hard. So is this a resolution or a motion?
Not yet.
I will make a second on this one. I think this is our job. We gotta do these things.
Councilman Schaefer.
I'm good.
Mrs. Thomas, we are looking at the item under the Sandia Laboratories. Do you have a comment on that,
I would like to make one, please.
please?
Can you hear me all right?
Yes, dear.
The Osage Nation was awarded the bipartisan infrastructure well flooding grant.
Oh, don't rub it in. Go right ahead.
And it had a planning section to it for $1 million, which we put in for drone survey. And if we could agree to share an MOU with you all on Sandia, with Sandia, to do that drone survey for our part of what's in the DIL grant, that would free up $1 million that we can spend on remediation and restoration.
I'm full support of that. Excuse me, let her finish. Is that all you need to say?
Yeah.
Councilman Roy.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Thomas. What is it you're asking of us? Are you asking us for some type of approval or no objection? What is it that you feel like you need from us that we have any authority over?
Well, we've asked for them to develop an MOA or MOU, and I just like you all to be in agreement that we can work out a scope of work that will cover both what your needs are and what our.
Let's do a motion.
So what kind of needs do you anticipate that we'll have?
Well, the purpose of their work will be discovering undetected orphan loss, and also methane gas.
Thank you, that was my goal.
Right. So.
So we're talking about, so you're going to propose an MOU to bring back to us? Is that what you're doing?
It'll be a joint MOU with the Nation and the Minerals Council with Sandia.
So there's no action that you're requesting of us today?
Not right at this time, but I.
But you will be coming back with an MOU for us to consider?
Discuss it with you just to see if you all will be receptive to do that.
So are you working with Sandia? Okay.
Do we need a resolution today to approve that?
Well,
That we feel committed to your project?
you don't have to do that today if you want to wait till the MOU gets here and you want to just agree to.
Then we'll table this. I'd like to have a motion to table this.
Motion to table.
Second, I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Shackelford, seconded by Councilman Bighorse. We're gonna table this until we review an MOU. Concur with what you've just said. And, that'll help answer some of the questions we have. Councilman Redcorn.
Ms. Thomas just said she's not asking for an MOU today.
No.
And we could reject the MOU.
Yes.
But Sandia is coming up to do drone for the mineral council, the mineral estate. And I'm in full support of it. So I just want to say that much. And I'll go along with the table.
Yes, sir.
But I think it's highly beneficial value-wise, since our headrights keep going down in value, we've got to get busy. And this is a good way to get started. You know, there's just more things we need to be doing, not just this. We got to keep going and going and going. So I'm in full favor, and let's get this thing moving. And I'm willing to table, but I think what she's asking is totally separate. She might come back later and she's saying, I'll take this $1 million and I won't do a drone. Well, that's Candy's, no offense, that's y'all's problem over there in the nation. How you gonna spend that $1 million? We might agree, but later, is what I'm saying. This is a separate thing. We got Sandia coming in to help us. I like it. So I'm not in any offense to you. I'm just saying to me, they're two separate things going on.
We've
Right?
been talking to Sandia about our part in it.
Yeah, that's fine.
And they were wanting to do an MOA or MOU.
That's totally fine, and I understand that, but we might reject the MOU later. I don't know. I know your eyes are getting big, but to me, it's two separate things. I just want to vote on this thing today. But
Okay.
I'm willing to wait
Thank you.
and get this going, and then we could talk your MOU in a month or two.
But the MOU is gonna be with you all.
That's fine. That's fine. I just, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Okay, so Councilman Redcorn just mentioned something I've not heard of. I'm not aware of a single thing that Sandia has proposed and wants to do with us. Tell me all about it, because I don't know anything. I know who they are, because we had a little presentation of the introduction to them. I have no idea what they want from us. They've got no proposal. If you have a proposal from Sandia, you need to share it with me.
I don't have.
I haven't seen it. Well, you just got finished telling Ms. Thomas that you never do.
You heard it in here. I've not got any additional
Okay, well,
information.
but you just told her that we've got a proposal from Sandia, and I don't know any proposal.
I just heard it.
No, what was the
This
proposal?
morning.
No, there wasn't any proposal
I
from
just heard it's a
Sandia.
motion. I don't know what else to say.
There is no proposal
I
from
know what he's
Sandia.
talking about.
Then explain to me what the proposal was, as you understand.
Point of order.
Let me say something to you. I understand what this technology's doing. I understand it. I think it's beneficial. Whether you understand it or not, I don't know. It's not my business. I'm here and I'm voted to vote
You're telling me
for
about
the
a
shareholders, what I think is beneficial for them. So based on my judgment, my experience, my education, I think this is a good thing.
What is?
What
I don't know
Mr.
what it is.
Shackelford is just proposing.
What is it? Tell me about the
I don't know
proposal.
what else to say.
You table
Does
that at
anybody
this
know
time?
what the proposal is?
There is not a proposal that's been brought to me. There is not. We just all saw the same thing that the presentation.
Right.
I want to wait. Mrs. Thomas will encompass all that in an MOU. It'll have all the benefactors, it has all the requests in it. I'm gonna call for the question to table, and then we're gonna move on. So please call it. Roll call.
Councilman Rivard,
Yes.
To table.
Councilman Shackelford,
Yes.
Chairman Wallen,
Yes.
Councilman Big Horse,
Yes.
Councilman Cheshire,
Yes.
Councilwoman Curry. Councilwoman Curry,
Yes.
Councilman Redcorn,
Yes.
Councilman Red Eagle,
Yes.
motion approved.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. We'll see that as soon as you get it to us.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Also, my annual consultation dates, any comments? Lisa, are we looking for the final, for our next consultation dates in September, or
Lacey suggested
the 3 dates, or we choose 3 days?
we need to choose 3 dates. Since this is the first one for this fiscal year, she was looking at maybe the week of somewhere in the 24th to the 31st.
Of next month? Or this month?
What did she say? She told me she
I
could,
think it's next,
next month, maybe.
because we're getting so close, I didn't want to,
21st and 28th, maybe the last 2 weeks in August, one of those. Yeah, that's what it was.
and this is just for discussion purposes today.
Right, just give them 3 days. But, at the end, those last 2 weeks in August, because we have a meeting on the 16th, which is the Wednesday, so like the 21st that week or the 28th. She was,
I would just like this as a commentary for the council to choose your dates, and then first of the week, let's send it in, see what we all agree to. We are looking at August. I think we'll stick with that. And repeat those dates for me.
starting the week of the 21st or the 28th.
Yes, ma'am. I will be targeting whatever the council concurs with. I'll do. Either one.
She just was wanting 3 dates to propose.
I would go with the first 3 dates of the 23rd, 24th, 25th. We don't need that many days to hear what we're going to hear. Council.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I'd like to wait, before we set dates, I'd like to wait and see how our next meeting goes on the proposed rule, on August the 2nd or 3rd. Before we set a date. We don't even have a superintendent, we don't know what the outcome of this meeting's gonna be. We don't even know if the federal government's gonna meet with us on August 2nd or 3rd. They may meet with the executive branch on July 17th, 18th, and 19th without us. Let's just wait until after that smoke clears, and then we'll address our next get-together with them.
Then this was only for comment period. We can just leave that for today as a comment, but we did need to look at some target date so I can get into the 30-day window on behalf of our council.
Is this for the remainder of the year, like?
I think we actually
September,
need to,
October.
we need 2 of them this year.
This is the first
And
one.
it's like,
My next one's gonna be at
and
December
it's like
24th.
the last part of the year, biannual.
December 24th.
Because I guess you did one earlier this year, but
Yeah.
that was the last one from last year.
Okay.
To fill in their check marks on the boxes.
Chairman,
Excuse me, Councilor, you done?
Yeah, I think we need to set the dates.
My opinion is the 23rd, week of the 23rd. Councilman Rudy.
Shouldn't we
August, sir, I'm sorry.
shouldn't we wait and see what the BIA?
You already know what they're gonna say.
I mean, they usually suggest
This
this.
will be my 22nd meeting with them. I'll tell you what, we've got to just keep the promotion, because one element is that we talked about the federal courts. Well, they're gonna throw up the federal law. That's to do consultation in good faith with the nation and the council. Is that correct, Ms. Thomas? It is. We've done this a long time, and we need to keep that.
21st is the week of the official meeting, the third Wednesday. The meeting date is the 23rd, and you're suggesting the 21st?
16th should be, wouldn't it?
No, that third.
16th will be the third.
Not in August, she's correct.
Oh, that's right, 16th, I'm sorry.
Guys, you've been through a lot of numbers today, don't
I
worry.
know.
The 23rd of August,
23rd.
and then another date, Chairman?
Actually, it's the 21st to the 23rd, or the 28th to the 30th.
Okay.
I haven't booked us in on anything on those. In any case, just take a consensus and,
Yeah, but those are some soft days.
so tentatively, we'll pick those dates
Okay.
and leave it at that.
Yeah.
Can I move on? Yes, also now, I'd like to end with the minute meeting approval.
I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
Second, I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Redcorn, seconded by Councilman Shackelford. No discussion, call for the question, please.
Councilman Shackelford.
Yes.
Chairman Waller.
Yes.
Chairman Bickle, or
Yeah.
Councilman Bickers. Chairman.
I thought he'd be a good one. He'd be a little more direct than I am.
Well,
Yes. You still got that.
I'm just reading the form. Councilwoman Curry.
Yes.
Councilman Redcorn.
Yes.
Councilman Red Eagle.
Yes.
And Councilman Reba.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Thank you. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Redcorn, seconded by Councilman Shackelford. Call for the question, please, for adjournment.
Chairman Waller.
Yes.
Councilman Bighorn.
Yes.
Councilman Tishler.
Yes.
Councilwoman Curry.
Yes.
Councilman Redcorn.
Yes.
Councilman Red Eagle.
Yes.
Councilman Rebar.
Yes.
And Councilman Shackelford.
Yes.
One in every crowd.
Great, thank you. Would like to? Thank you, we're adjourned. God bless you.
Should be pizza. Bill went to go get some pizza, so.
I could probably wait for a minute, but I think I better hit the road. I might be heading down.
Good candy.
Candy, I think this was your
I've
pen.
been doing that in Tulsa.
Oklahoma City.
I think, did you leave me your pen?
This is the last shot. I
Yeah,
got
right.
transport. He's had 20 operations. They said this is it. And I really, it was sad. It was really sad yesterday, but he had his people with him. Aunt Minnie Harvey's crew. Yeah, we had our, Aunt Lily's group with us.
Spend up $1 million to be able
But
to.
who's the people in?
He's Charles Rector's grandson
That's like-
in Georgia.
Georgie?
Yeah, Rahuji side.